Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Hello, lovely people. Hope you're well and welcome to a match preview for Liverpool versus Ajax in the Champions League group stage. Apologies, this couldn't be live. We have just got a very hectic schedule at the moment, me, Matt and Drift, but we obviously still had to get the show to you, but we just couldn't do it live. So apologies, but we will be back live for our next game preview and obviously for the watch along. So make sure you tune in for that. So Liverpool's last game and first game in the Champions League for this season was an absolute disaster. Klopp has described it as the worst defeat as Liverpool manager. Now, bearing in mind, in this time, we've lost 3-0 to Watford in his first season, 5-0 to Manchester City in 17-18, 3-0 against Barcelona at the Nou Camp. For him to say this was the worst performance, not only do I agree, but it's a damning verdict. Liverpool just were not at the races in that game at all. Like, bad. Really bad. Like, that first half alone was just shockingly bad. And we had Alisson save a penalty and Virgil save one off the line. And we were 3-0 down at half time. Like, it could have been 5 or 6 in the first half alone. It was terrible. And Liverpool need to bounce back and bounce back in a big way. And not only do they need to bounce back for their confidence and morale and just to stamp a bit of authority down, but you have to imagine, if Liverpool are to lose this game, they could potentially be 6 points behind Napoli and 6 points behind Ajax. That's not a good start in the Champions League. This is a must-win game. In the Champions League, usually you need around 10 points to qualify from the group stage. With how Ajax and Napoli have started, you may be looking at about 13 points. So to win our home fixtures is essential. But we are coming up against a really difficult team in Ajax. They have started the season on absolute fire and scoring goals for fun. I mean, their last game at the weekend, 5-0. I watched the highlights. They ripped Heerenveen to shreds. Some of the goals are absolutely beautiful. And look, you've got to credit Ten Hag. We've even seen the small time he's been at Manchester United. He's made an impact there in their playing style and how they transition from defence to attack. We saw it in the game against us. And Ajax are completely in sync, which is dangerous, especially considering how we've played. Now, I'm just going to share something on the screen to show you guys who are not sort of in the know about what's going on with Ajax in terms of who's their danger man and how they've been performing this season. So I'm going to make this full screen so you guys can see it. As things stand, Steven Bergwijn, yes, that is Steven Bergwijn of Tottenham, formerly, should I say, of Tottenham Hotspur, has played 6 games and scored 6 goals. Second is Kenneth Taylor, Brian Broby, Kudus, and Wretch. Now, just to put that in context, they played 6 games and they have 3 players on 3 goals and 1 player on 6. But that's not where the danger ends. And again, we're looking at another former Premier League player, Dusan Tadic of Southampton. Since he's moved to Ajax, he's been an absolute creative juggernaut. And as you can see here, 6 games, 6 assists. He knows what he's doing when he's in front of goal. He also knows what he's doing when he picks up the ball in midfield and he's got runners. And that is one thing Ajax do very well, is they run very well off the ball. Now, that being said, Liverpool have got their danger men as well. But I think this shows the level of danger in this game. Like, the Napoli game was difficult and it was hard to watch. This is going to be a very tough game. And what makes this more tough, in my opinion, is the fact that they have lost big players and there aren't big household names in their team. But players like Calvin Bassey, Edson Alvarez, Tadic, Bergwijn, these are good footballers. Very good footballers. So we must be on our A game. We must be on our A game from the start. Now, that being said, on to Liverpool Football Club. We already know Robbo's out injured. So Tsimikas is automatically starting. But you guys probably know what I'm going to say here. I need to see it happen. I need to see a formation change. I have to see it now. Like the time is now. If there was ever a time to change formation, it is now. And for me, I don't see what the excuse is for not doing it. Like, what have you got to lose? We've already with all due respect, we've already kind of lost dignity in terms of how we've played. Please, let's go out there and show what we're about. But use a different formation. Like, we've got literally nothing to lose. And we have the personnel to do it. Like, it's something for me that it's a no-brainer at this point. But will Klopp do it? It remains to be seen. Now, in terms of the formation change, obviously we know we love playing the 4-3-3. Like, that is Klopp's go-to formation. But you know what I'm going to say, guys? If you know me and you watch this channel on a regular basis, you know what formation I'm going to go for. It's 4-2-3-1. And I'll show you who I would play and how I'd play them. Because for me, you've got the personnel there. Why waste the situation? So I'm just going to bring something else up on the screen and show you guys how I would play and who I'd play where. Because 4-3-3 simply isn't working at the moment, especially with the injuries we've had. Plus, reverting to a 4-2-3-1 gives us that different dimension. So here it is on the screen, and I'll make this full screen as well. So I would personally go with Alisson in goal, obviously. But then Trent at right back. Now, speaking of Trent, the last game against Napoli stunk out the place. But Calvin Ramsey simply isn't up to match fitness yet. So it's got to be Trent. You could go Gomez. Again, but Gomez was possibly the worst player on the pitch last week alongside with Milner. So I'm going Trent at right back. I think Matip has to come back into this game. I think there is no two ways about that. I think Matip has to come back into this game. Virgil, I think, has to start as well. There's no Konate. If Konate was fit, I would be very tempted to drop Virgil and play Matip and Konate. But Konate isn't fit and Gomez is badly out of form. Then at left back, as previously discussed, Tsimikas will start there as well. Now, for the midfield position, where this is where the change would occur if there's a formation change, I would go Flacco and Thiago in the double pivot. Now, if you're playing a double pivot, because we haven't got the two most athletic centre midfielders, even though they read the game brilliantly, it would mean the likes of Trent and Tsimikas sit slightly deeper. So you won't see Tsimikas maybe getting to the byline as often. Trent nowadays doesn't really get to the byline, but again, that's a separate conversation. But I think with Fabinho and Thiago in there, I think you'll have a lot of control. I think you'll have a lot of discipline, and you'll have a little bit of creativity coming from Thiago. Now, in the number 10 position, and look, I know I'm being a bit hypocritical because I said I don't necessarily want to see him be a starter. But I think Firmino, barring the last game against Napoli, has performed pretty well this season, and I think he deserves the nod here. Elliott and Carvalho, again, have been very good this season, but again, I don't want to see them run into the ground, and I would like to see Elliott and especially Elliott, get a little bit of a break. He's played a lot of football since the season started. So I'd go Bobby in a 10, and I think the front three picks itself at the moment. Diaz on the left, Salah on the right, and the new marksman, Darwin Nunez up top. Now, I know there's an argument for Jota to start, but again, I don't think Jota's match fit. So I wouldn't start Jota. I would start Nunez in this game. But for me, I think the formation picks itself. And I think by you going with that formation, one, you're matching Ajax's formation of 4-2-3-1, which is what they predominantly play. but two, you're also throwing them off. You're giving them something new to work with. And right now, they're preparing for a 4-3-3. If Klopp throws a spanner in the works, straight away it makes it more difficult. And I know you have to work on formations in training and patterns of play, etc. But I don't think there's a massive change from 4-3-3 to 4-2-3-1 where it throws us off as a team. So for me, I think that's what needs to happen. However, what I think will happen is that it'll be a 4-3-3. I think the back five will be the same as what I've predicted. However, I do think he will go with Fabinho, Thiago, and Elliott in the midfield three as a 4-3-3. And I think the same front three will start with Salah, Diaz, and Nunez. This is a big game for Nunez. Not trying to pile pressure on the young guy, but it's a big game. We need to see a performance from him. We need to see a complete performance. And here's the thing. Even if Nunez plays well but doesn't score a goal, I'd be more than happy with that. Obviously, providing we win the game, first and foremost. But for me, it's not all about goals. Goals aren't the be-all and end-all. We need to see a complete performance. We need to see a performance where he's able to bring others into play. He's able to hold the ball up. He's able to be accurate with passing. And he's also able to give the Ajax defenders a torrid time. And I know what you're saying. He's not a Firmino. He's a marksman. He's a gunman. I agree. But Aguero was a gunman. Aguero could trap the ball. Aguero could pass the ball. He could bring others into play. We're not asking for him to be a false nine. We're asking him to be a bit more technically savvy. And I don't think that's a big ask. Now, in terms of predictions, you guys know me. I'm usually one for the positive prediction. I'm nervous about this game. Not going to lie to you. I am nervous about this game. And the way Ajax are playing, the way we're playing, got to be honest, I see a draw. Unfortunately, I see a draw. I see a 2-2. Obviously, I want us to win. It goes without saying. But I'd be surprised if we won with how we're playing at the moment. Especially even under the Anfield lights on a European night. I'm predicting a 2-2. Hope I'm wrong. Hope we go out there and we blitz them in the first half and we score a bag of goals and then we can rotate and bring other players on to get some minutes in their legs. But I've got to go with a 2-2 and hope I'm wrong, guys. But thank you very much for watching. Please do leave your score predictions in the comments below, but also let me know who you'd start and let me know what formation you'd go with. As I said, we will be back for the live match watch along and a live review after the game. Guys, also make sure you get your viewers review in for the game after it happens as well. Filming it in landscape, 1 minute, 90 seconds to say what you guys want. We'll chop it up and put it in a separate video so you guys get a platform to express your thoughts and feelings as well. And yeah, guys, I hope I'm wrong. Hope it's a Liverpool win. I'm just a bit nervous at the moment, so bear with me. And thank you all for watching. Till we see you next time. Stay safe, stay blessed. Kopish, and we're out, people. Take care.